In today's video, we're going to be talking about my top 5 reasons why you should consider a move to Orillia. Let's go. What's up guys, thanks for tuning into my channel where I talk about all things real estate and sometimes interact with strangers on a series called Word on the Street. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. As a quick introduction, my name's Kaleb Streeter. I'm a full-time realtor and team lead for a small real estate team here in Orillia, Ontario. I've won many local and national awards as a realtor, having sold hundreds of homes in our marketplace. My goal with these videos is to either educate or entertain and inspire people along the way. In today's video, we're going to be discussing my top 5 reasons why you should move to Orillia. It's not a city I'm originally from. I grew up in Barrie, Ontario, but then I finally found my way to the beautiful city of Orillia and I fell in love with it immediately, and here's why. Number 1, affordability. It is still less expensive than the surrounding communities in our area. So we are north of a major city, Toronto, and on the way from Toronto to Orillia, you're gonna cross through a bunch of other small cities. Barrie, being the closest major city to us, is about 25-30 minutes away, and it is still more expensive today to live in Barrie than it is in Orillia. So if you're looking to get into the marketplace, you still can find yourself a slightly less expensive home in the Orillia area without compromising too much on location. So affordability is still a big one, and we have a variety of different offerings. We've got multifamily homes, we've got single family homes, townhomes, condos. Orillia has a great condo market in which you can still get in and enjoy Orillia lifestyle without compromising where you live. And affordability is obviously a large factor when you're shopping for a home. One of the #1 criteria that people look at is price. Price over location, price over style of home, price over bedrooms and bathrooms counts and finished basements. Price drives our market. So if you can find a home that fits your budget, that is in a price range that's affordable for you, then that's a winner. And you might end up in Orillia. Even if you didn't consider Orillia and it wasn't on your radar, simply because of its price point, you might find yourself moving to our beautiful city. And I mean, now with the commutes being out of the question for some people, because with COVID, you now have the ability to work from home more than you used to. Some people are working from home permanently. Well, that means location, where you're living, doesn't matter as much. As long as you have good internet and a space in which you can set up a home office or a studio or a quiet area that you can work from, then you could live anywhere you want. Not just Ontario, anywhere. But in Ontario, it sometimes wasn't as feasible to live in cities that were too far away for the city because of the morning commutes, the afternoon commutes, the evening commutes. The commute in general drove people away from looking at markets such as Orillia or anything more than an hour outside of a major city. So while we don't have direct transportation from Orillia to Toronto, Barrie does. So you're only 25 minutes from the GO train station. And so from here to Barrie to grab a GO train, and from GO train to Toronto, you can be in downtown Toronto in under 2 hours or an hour and a half without having to drive. So affordability is an absolute big one. Number 2 is accessibility. So Orillia is kind of stuck in the middle of a lot. It's like the hub. South of us, we have a major city, like I mentioned before, in Barrie. So if you're working in Barrie, the commute down is no problem at all. You can drive around the lakes. You can go east or west and be in other cities and other towns that have lots of jobs. And you can fly north, and it's the gateway to the Muskokas. One of many gateways to the Muskokas, which is a beautiful part of Ontario. And you can be there in less than 25 minutes. So we're very close. We're on a major highway, Highway 11, which ties into Highway 400. So just with one street, you can be in Toronto, you can be at the airport, you can be at your job like that. It's not very far at all. Just about an hour's drive, you're in Toronto. So the accessibility is really, really cool. We're not way out in the sticks or out in the boonies or on some side road. It is a populated area. I mean, it is a city. We have public transit. We have, Costco. We have Costco. That's when you know you're doing something right, if Costco plants a store inside of your municipality. So that means Orillia is doing something right. So accessibility is a big one. There's many different ways that you can leave and enter Orillia, it kind of being the hub, and all these highways are the spokes. Number 3, water. I love water, and a lot of people do too. If you're a boater, a fisher, a swimmer, or you just simply love the views and being close to nature, Orillia is the place for you. We're on 2 major lakes, Lake Simcoe and Lake Couchiching, but of course we have tens, if not dozens, up to hundreds of smaller lakes in and around this area in which we have full access to. It's beautiful. You can drive north and hit all the lakes you want. In under 20 minutes of a radius, you can be on almost any lake you can imagine with great accessibility, great boating, great fishing, great swimming, as I mentioned, all the water sports and activities you can think of. But with water brings festivals. Downtown Orillia at the port, we have boat shows and we have all sorts of festivals every weekend in the summer happening at the waterfront. The beaches are great, the playgrounds, the play sets. It's a great spot for people of all ages. It's a great spot for families. There's just incredible access to water here. I don't know how else to put it, but water is one of the #1 reasons why I love this city. And if you like the water, then you would really enjoy living in Orillia. Number 4, growth. How cool is it to be a part of something that's growing? Orillia is far from stagnant. Population-wise, we're growing every year. And also, economically, we're growing every year. The development here is incredible. Orillia has recognized that as a waterfront city, we need to accentuate the fact that we're on the water. So downtown Orillia is currently focusing on revitalizing that waterfront section, dumping tens of millions into the restoration and the accessibility of our major lakes, so that when people come and visit, all the tourists have access and ease of finding Lake Couchiching and Lake Simcoe. And also we have the OPP headquarters for Ontario here. We have Casino Rama, owned by Gateway Casinos. We have Costco. We have all sorts of things and amenities like a major city would, but right here in a small town with less than 50,000 people. So that number is continually growing. The development, all the housing development is continually growing. All the condos that are going up is going to drive our population up. And with that, intensification just means a rise in values for everything. It means a rise in the property tax paid to the city, which hopefully goes to a good cause, and developing and restoring and maintaining the beauty that Orillia has. But the growth is really, really incredible. We're also a college town. So we have Georgian College, we have Lakehead University. So people from all over Canada are coming to these post-secondary establishments and they're getting to learn more about Orillia. Some even come here, get jobs, and never leave. And that's the attraction and the danger that you run if you visit Orillia. You're gonna find that there's lots here to love. Now, my final and 5th reason is the community. A city is only as good as its people, and the people here are nothing short of amazing. When my family and I moved to Orillia for business purposes, we found that we made more friends quicker in a few short years than we did in the previous 20 years of where we lived before. And that's because everybody is so friendly. They're gonna go out of their way to introduce themselves, find out if you're comfortable, if you need any help with anything. It just takes a simple walk down the street to meet neighbors, or walking a dog, or joining a mom's group or a kids group. The schools here are fantastic. It's a real tight-knit community, and you feel welcome right away. That's one of the things that I liked, is I didn't have to try to break into Orillia. Orillia accepted me and they said, hey, you're a part of us now, and let's show you a good time. So the people here, the community here, we have a brand new rec center, and that's awesome too. There's a million places that you can meet people, that you can go out. Now, of course, I'm recording this video in a time in which everything's closed, and so that makes it difficult to get out. But when COVID is a thing of the past, you can go to all the different restaurants, you can go to all the different rec centers, you can go to all the different community centers, playgrounds, downtown, the waterfront, walk around. You are going to meet people. The clubs here, the golfing. It's a beautiful spot if you're a community-minded person, and that means something to you. Now, of course, you don't have to live right in Orillia. We have a lot of rural areas within a 10-minute radius that have beautiful little pockets and communities there of their own. You get to have that rural living, but then you're also within a 5-10 minute drive to the city, where you have all the amenities of a larger city. And so people is my number 5 reason, community, why I love Orillia. Now, don't just take my word for it. Research it on your own. Check out the stats. U-Haul does this report every year where they look at the most one-way booked destinations. Where are the most U-Hauls going into? And then they subtract the amount of U-Hauls booked out of that city or town, and then they assign assign it a ranking, and Orillia ranked number 5. It was the 5th most booked one-way destination for movers, for new families coming in 2020, and it landed at number 18 in 2021. So twice in a row, it was the top 20 in all of Canada for places to go, places to move. And also, it's many times landed on the top 5 cities in Ontario to invest in. So you can't go wrong here. I mean, there's no way to fail. If you move to Orillia, it's gonna suck you in, you're gonna fall in love with it, and I think you will agree with the reasons that I've come up with why I also love it here too. Well, thank you for tuning into this video. This is the first Kaleb Streeter video on this channel, and I hope you liked it because I'm gonna have many more coming, and I want you to tune back in. So please, would you consider subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, anything that you can help me grow my channel, and I'll try and bring you the best content I possibly can, packed with quality. So thank you again. Till next time.